Triple H. Give it to me! Give it to me! Give me what I want! Give it to me! Give it to me! Give me what I want! Give it to me! Give it to me! Give me what I want! Give it to me! Give it to me! Give me what I want to know! I want to know! I want to know! I want to know! I want to know about your WrestleMania, brother! Well, he doesn't say that, but I had to. Give it to me! Give it to me! Give me what I want! I cannot believe, of course, Triple H actually did reference the match. We'll reference Spice Girls in his promo tonight. One of the very few things, of course, on Raw that made me laugh, of course, tonight, or really entertain me for the most part at all. But I guess hopefully WWE maybe saw the Lex Man's parody he made for Spice Girls and give it to me, give me what I want and whatnot. Because Triple H, referenced that in his promo tonight. And yeah, but of course we'll get to that in a little bit, of course. Guys, what is going on? This is the Club of the Man 1993. I'm coming at you live for my live review of Monday Night Raw, the March 25th, 2019 edition of Raw that took place up just northeast of me in Boston, Massachusetts, home of the Boston Red Sox. Of course, the 2018 MLB World Series champion Boston Red Sox. Will they repeat in 2019? I don't know. I'm still banking on the Yankees again this year. But so we were live, of course, from Boston. Last week was a really crappy episode of Raw. The week before was decent, but there was still some trash. This week's episode, let's put it this way. There was some things I did enjoy on the show. And there was some things that I didn't really enjoy, but most of the stuff that I didn't really enjoy was what it was. It's either a legitimate repeat of last week that just, to me, just didn't really, I'm like, this is just whatever. There was really only one thing on the show that I thought was just complete dumpster fire and complete awful, just terrible storytelling together. Most of the episode was just flat out lazy. Just lazy writing, just was what it was stuff, I felt. So we had a few things for WrestleMania become either teased or official. But other than that, not much really happened on Raw again tonight. Once again, Raw feeling like, again, there's matches on this card for WrestleMania. And right now, with the matches that are still remaining to be announced, it looks like the rumors are true. This could be a 17-match card. Honestly, you can trim it down to 15 by doing two things. I will suggest WWE doing for WrestleMania there's two things that seem to have absolutely no direction right now with where they're going. So we'll of course discuss that as when we get to those things I will share. But let's check the live chat. Of course, first we've got the Elite Squad. What's up, my friend? Saying he thought it was an okay show. And again, Elite Squad, I believe you are a he. But if you are a she, if you are a she, I do apologize. I do believe you're a he. And he also said, what was the point of the Beat the Clock challenge? We'll talk about that first as we get into that first. I mean, that just was what it was. I didn't hate it, but was it completely pointless? Nah, but didn't really set the world completely on fire either. But I thought it was what it was for the most part. Thank you for joining me live. It's the only one we got in a live chat so far, which is cool with me. So we started off with the first, of course, the breaking news, the announcement today that it is official that the Raw Women's Championship Triple Threat match with Ronda Rousey, Charlotte Flair, and Becky Lynch will be the main event of WrestleMania 35. Now, of course, despite the fact that this has been overbooked, and just, I say overbooked, but the WWE has just made this story a lot more complicated than it needs to be. I'm still fine with this being the main event. It's fresh. It gives us different people getting the last spot in the main event. And it's, it's a moment in history, basically, having the women being the final match of WrestleMania, even though maybe, towards the end of the night where we may all be tired out and whatnot. But, it's still, a moment to definitely get a chance. I mean, but I will be honest and say, within the last couple weeks, I have been leaning more towards wanting to see Daniel Bryan and Kofi Kingston be the main event. But I'm still fine with this it's something different. It's not like they're giving Roman Reigns and Drew McIntyre main event, again Roman Reigns the main event again at WrestleMania. So I respect WWE for at least backing off on it and giving that to him. So of course we will get into that of course match as we start off. Of course, this review because Ronda Rousey comes out looking angry. And of course, as always, again, Ronda comes out. She doesn't even stop the post. She just comes out, just storms to the ring, grabs the microphone, and just gets right to business. Saying that tonight's Beat the Clock challenge is going to feature each one of the 3 members of the triple threat main event against each of the members of the Riot Squad. And she says, and of course, saying that, of course, the main event of WrestleMania is involving her title match. So she says, all you gotta say is, you're welcome. She goes to walk away, but she's like, actually, I have something else to say. She says, of course, we don't appreciate her before she promises she's going to tap out both Charlotte and Becky at the same time. Again, that's all I gotta say. Drops the mic, but then walks away. No, one more thing to say. She doesn't know what a Beat the Clock challenge is, but she's sure it's basically bullshit, just like most of the other, stupid little gimmick matches you have here in WWE. And that's all I gotta say. Again, and drops the microphone. So pipe bomb, pipe bomb, pipe bomb. But of course, someone else's mic drop tonight was more hilarious, than this. So doing that. Becky Lynch comes out and she tells Ronnie to stop being a weirdo. We all know she came here with her big money contract and the whole world yawned, given every advantage out there, but still nobody gave a damn until the man came around. She saved her title run and just makes her better, and that's why they're main eventing WrestleMania. Oh, and Ronnie knows this ends with Becky holding a title above her head and her skull under her foot, which hopefully is what we'll have at WrestleMania. And of course, out comes Charlotte, saying the main event isn't because of either of them. It's because of her, what she's done the past 7 years for this company, and that's why she's been handpicked to be in the main event of WrestleMania. So then out came the Riot Squad. The first match was Ronda Rousey taking on Sarah Logan, who basically just played Ring Around the Rosie, running around the ring a couple times, like stall time, but eventually Ronda gets her to tap out in 1:25. We then have Charlotte take on Ruby Riott, and Charlotte does not beat the clock though, as Ruby kind of took her a little more to the limit in the 1.5 that they had, whatever the heck it was, and she goes to get Ruby to tap out, and like, okay, don't make this stupid and have Ruby tap out. And have Ruby, tap out the last second, but Ruby did not tap out, kind of protecting her and making her look smart. Of course, the only thing I will say though is, even though I said recently that Ronda Rousey turning heel was the right thing to do, and how I kept saying, I'm okay with Charlotte being in this match because, she definitely deserves it as well with what's it called? What am I trying to say here? I can't remember what I was saying. Or rats, what I was saying. Oh, I forgot to mute my audio here. My bad. But anyways, what was I trying to thought? I'm really starting to feel like with Ronda, heating up as a heel, Charlotte's starting to feel a little bit pointless in this match because what did this But I shoot, I lost my train of thought. Dang it. So first it was the audio, now I got a message on my phone, but oh well. Anyways, frick, I lost my train of thought. Okay, because again, it's starting to feel like to me that Charlotte is becoming a little pointless in this now because she didn't beat the clock. And, obviously this match was because Becky would get in there and face Liv Morgan, and she beat her in like, what, 1:17 or 1:18 or something like that. Something like that. But But my thing is, first off, I would have rather seen Becky tap out. Live the tap out just like the other ones did. But again, it's kind of obvious, of course, that Becky's going to win. We all want to see the moment, but it's also kind of making Charlotte look like you're just a third wheel in this, and it doesn't really matter that much. Yes, again, she's definitely done a lot to deserve this main event spot. But again, it's now starting to feel like with Ronda really heating up as a heel and becoming the more superior heel than Charlotte is in this match, it's kind of starting to make Charlotte look a little pointless for this match even more. So Becky, wins again. Is kind of imply that, hey, maybe Becky could beat, Ronda in some way. So I don't know. This beat the clock challenge usually, again, is usually for like, a number one contendership or something like that, but just give them momentum. I guess it was what it was. It was kind of pointless, but whatever. Most of the stuff on the show was pointless. So we had that happen. So then after that beat the clock challenge, we then get told that next up is going to be a handicap match with Bobby Lashley and Lio Rush taking on Finn Balor. And if Finn Balor wins, then he gets an Intercontinental Championship match at WrestleMania. So first off, you're booking again a champion to most likely, get pinned and lose. But you're also booking the same exact match we had at Elimination Chamber, which still made no sense as to why it was a handicap match in the first place, because Finn Balor had just beaten Lio Rush like 2 weeks earlier. So before the match starts, out comes Lashley and Rush. First, he trashes on Rob Gronkowski for retiring. Of course, since they were just in the since Rob Gronkowski just retired there in Boston. But as much as he'd like to end Balor's dreams, though, he's not medically cleared tonight thanks to what happened with Braun Strowman doing him last week. So he's replacing him. He's going to be filled in by this man. I'm like, oh boy, don't tell me they're going to have like Mojo Rawley come out or something like that, since they're just teasing Rob Gronkowski or something like that, and how we've seen Mojo once the blue moon for the past couple months just screaming at himself in a mirror. But instead we get Jinder Mahal. Jinder Mahal comes out to replace Lio Rush. Why? I don't know. But then the match happens, and the same thing happens again as the last time Finn Balor was in a handicap match involving Bobby Lashley. Finn Balor wins, but he pins Jinder Mahal. Jinder Mahal had nothing to do with the story, but him pinning Jinder Mahal in a handicap match apparently protects Bobby Lashley and gives Finn Balor another title shot at WrestleMania. What in the hell was this? At this point, what was the point of Finn Balor even dropping the title in general to Bobby Lashley if, he's just going to win it right back at WrestleMania? I mean, some people say maybe because he's brought out the Demon, okay, but he could have brought out the Demon against a different opponent. Like, they could have done a different story, like him and Sami Zayn or something like that. He brings out the Demon. I don't know, just something else, besides just him dropping it back to Lashley just to have another match with Lashley to win it back at WrestleMania. Like what sense does it make? It doesn't make any at all. And I do kind of agree with a lot of people also saying too, like, why is Finn Balor bringing out the Demon to try to defeat Bobby Lashley when he didn't bring the Demon out against Brock Lesnar either? I don't know. So Finn Balor's getting a nice title shot, probably win the title back, which he better at this point. So that happens there. Afterwards, Lashley just laid out the same brothers and speared Jinder Mahal. We then have, I actually like these segments. We had 3 of these happen tonight. We had, of course, as a reminder that Elias is going to be the musical guest at WrestleMania, and we see him playing the guitar in Times Square, talking about how many artists have performed there, but he's going to give the greatest performance in history of WrestleMania, taking credit for all the people being in Times Square, and goes to start playing when another guitarist rolls up and starts playing something fancy, and Elias says, "Can you sing?" And he starts singing. The guy actually can pretty much sing, but Elias just cuts him off and calls him untalented. Pretty much tells him to go keep playing by the subway, basically. So we got that. That was the first one. We then had Aleister Black come out. And then, of course, went to commercial break. And I thought first last week we got Ricochet in singles action against Jinder Mahal. So maybe we'll get Aleister Black in singles action. Again, I don't mind the tag team of Ricochet and Aleister Black on NXT. On the main roster, all right, but they still deserve more than just being just a tag team, especially on the main roster. I don't know. I just don't trust the main roster booking them as a tag team right now. Now, I'm still starting to feel that they're pretty much, filling the shoes for DIY. But then again, if Gargano and Ciampa were going to be breaking up in NXT anyways, why would they still have, them, competing like this on Raw, basically? But anyways, so we have Ricochet and Aleister Black take on the Revival, who surprisingly got an entrance. We saw the Revival's full entrance tonight. Despite the fact, of course, the Revival lost, which, because that's what happens when you're champion anymore in WWE, especially on Raw. Your champions lose just because. So I'll still give credit. I thought the match was pretty good. Ricochet and Aleister Black had some good spots. Even the Revival, again, showed some signs, again, of their great, psychology and trying to outsmart Ricochet and Black, but they were just too good to happen. The Black mask at the end that, of course, was towards the end of the match, which, this is kind of stupid. The Revival threw Black into his own corner for Ricochet to tag in. And then Aleister hit a Black mask that was meant to hit both of them in the face, which kind of worked. And then Ricochet hit the 630 splash on, I think it was on Dash to get the win. So here's the thing that's going to happen. Either they're eventually going to tag title shot. But my friend Danny keeps these things too, and I agree too. If you want to take a match off of WrestleMania, not to have anything to worry about defending WrestleMania, then take the Raw. Don't include the Raw Tag Team Championships. If it just feels like, if there's 17 matches, why not just cut back, don't even worry about having that at WrestleMania. Have it on the Raw after WrestleMania. And if you want to give Ricochet and Aleister Black the Raw tag titles after WrestleMania, fine with me. Just do it. You can just do it then. I mean, if they do it at WrestleMania, okay. But once again, cut back on some matches and save some time. Definitely, give this match on the Raw after WrestleMania, in my opinion. So that's what happens there. We then have this. I like this. Drew McIntyre came out and says, doesn't give a damn if you like him or not, but you will respect him. A week is a long time to wait for an answer from Roman. He's a bit nervous about the answer, so he then shows what he did to Roman 2 weeks ago. And then, of course, his promo last week issuing the challenge WrestleMania. He then says he hopes Roman's wife or one of his extended family got through his thick skull to just say no to this challenge. He already vanquished the Shield, exterminated Dean Ambrose, and beat the number one contender last week, Seth Rollins, for the Universal Championship. He knows what Roman wants to say, which is, yes, I never turned down a challenge, but one more time, he wants to talk to Joe, the man himself, the man behind the character of Roman Reigns, to think of his family. Hasn't he put them through enough? They already had to watch Daddy fight for his life once. Does he want to put them through that one more time, and when he knows he's going to lose? That's why he's out here. He'll stand here all night until he get an answer. He'll go as far as holding Raw hostage. That's when Roman comes out. And he gets into the microphone, make a slow trot, gets to the microphone, gets to the ring, gets on the microphone, and then he says in the third person, Roman accepts your challenge. But listen to me clearly, because what happens next isn't coming from Roman. Don't ever run your mouth about my wife and kids. And he just decks Drew, and they start to brawl, and then everything was going Roman's way until McIntyre did the zinger and then just did a low blow right from underneath, honestly, knocking the wind out of Roman. And then Roman was, of course, struggling to his feet, and then Drew hit the Claymore. So the match is on for WrestleMania. Of course, I'll get to my thoughts if I think McIntyre is going to win or not by the end of this video, unless if I'm burned out by then by talking about this show. So the match is on, and then backstage, my surprise, guess who Drew McIntyre runs into backstage? Dean Ambrose, saying, so you called me a cockroach? You exterminated him. I don't feel exterminated, so why not give it one more try tonight? last man standing. McIntyre says he legit doesn't know how Ambrose is staying, but he promises he won't be after tonight. So the match is on for a main event. Dean Ambrose and Drew McIntyre in a last man standing match. I'll get that, of course, in the main event, but we had that announced. At first, I was excited. Afterwards, I'm like, after the match happened itself, but we'll talk about that later on. We have Sasha Banks and Bayley come out, and then Natalya and Beth Phoenix come out. So we have a match with Sasha Banks and Natalya. Pretty much the match we were supposed to get last week until who interrupted? Nia Jax and Tamina. Now this match was better. They gave them a good amount of time, and I thought this was a solid women's match. But once again, the results were the same as last week. Who interrupted? Nia Jax and Tamina. So they just get involved in this big brawl, but then eventually does lead to Beth Phoenix getting in there and getting some. I mean, last week she just pushed Bayley, and I'm like, okay, I look kind of weak, but Beth actually, I thought, had some solid looking offense. I thought in there when she was, fighting off Nia Jax and Tamina, and she did go as far as hitting the Glam Slam on Tamina. So that was a nice spot there. And afterwards, also, They made an announcement also about that the Hart Foundation getting inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame. And, of course, we come back to, Natalya still in the ring getting all emotional over her late father's induction, of course. And, of course, her and Beth just share a moment in the ring, basically. So that was nice. I enjoyed that. And the match was fine as well. But, once again, the same thing happened last week. Nia Jax and Tamina got interrupted. So, if Natty would have won this match, which I think, she didn't technically win this match by disqualification. So, my question is how have her, Natty and Beth, kind of offered, maybe that's how they're going to say it in. Okay, whatever, but still odd. But Nia Jax and Tamina, once again, lost their championship opportunity at Fastlane and have done nothing since then as be horrible crybabies and just beating everyone down until they get in the match. So that's how they're going to earn another title opportunity. Makes no sense. At least the Iconics, even though they're not, I still feel, they're not really, the strongest looking tag team out there for sure for the women. At least they actually pinned the tag team champions to win, even though once again, I'm still not the biggest fan of, the champions losing, but especially on a show like this where all champions for the most part pretty much lost. So, but speaking of which, well, not completely. Backstage, we have Kurt Angle being interviewed saying he appreciates Samoa Joe coming to Raw tonight to compete as he's going to face Samoa Joe in his farewell match. His farewell tour, though, is about him leaving on his terms. He's been honored to compete against Apollo Crews and Chad Gable, and he'll be ready for Baron Corbin come WrestleMania. It's his last match ever, of course, in Boston tonight. Corbin rolls up saying he appreciates his farewell tour and to needle Kurt about being old and, tells him that fans don't cheer him because they feel sorry for him. He's half the man he used to be. He can see it now. The headline will be former American Olympic gold medalist disgraces himself in his last match, and all Angle say is to screw you. So WWE, I guess, is not either. WWE is either going to have this match be a squash at WrestleMania and have, John Cena come out and then Kurt and Cena have, one last hurrah together or something like that, or this is just literally just going to be a complete waste of time. WWE doesn't care that we feel that this is a disgrace to end Kurt's career, but I already ranted about this last week. Oh gosh. Well, first off, let's first mention how backstage basically Sasha Banks said that they take on any team, any brand, anytime. So if any of these teams want to come for them, they'll take them all on at WrestleMania. So basically, that's how we're going to set up the Fatal 4-Way for the women's tag titles at WrestleMania. A match with Boston Hug Connection, Natty and Beth, Samoa Slaughterhouse, and the Iconics. So whatever. I'm sure in some ways that could still be a solid match. Before we get on to the next part of this review, let's check the live chat. Let's see what we got here. We're about to talk about that in a second in Elite Squad. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I got to talk about that. Rousey, Flair, Lynch versus Riot Squad also in a 6-man woman tag match next week. All right, we'll see how that goes. Also, we're going to be getting Rey Mysterio and Kurt next week on Raw, which, okay, fine me. They had a good history. Of course, they had a great opening match at SummerSlam 2001, I believe it was, or 2002, one of the two. One of my favorite SummerSlam matches to watch for sure. But that would be next week on Raw. Of course, tomorrow we're getting a Kurt and AJ, which I think should be an awesome match. Fun to watch. They did a farewell tour for Kurt Angle, just like TNA did in 2016. Nice. Oh yeah. He says hopefully Kevin Owens, Mustafa Ali, and other huge mid-card stars are not on a kickoff show. Probably will be because the Honor Giant Memorial Battle Royal needs other stars apparently than just the 3 that are announced so far. And 2 of them are not even legitimate WWE superstars. And speaking of Ali, another little rant. Mustafa Ali no longer exists. Mustafa Ali is now just Ali. Ali! That's the only name he has now. WWE, come on! What's next? Samoa Joe is going to be Sam. Aleister Black is going to be Al or Alistair. Ricochet is going to be Rick. Someone literally tweeted me a photo of No Way Jose's profile and jokingly like blocked off Jose and Way Jose and said his name is going to be No. No. You watch. They'll turn him heel and then they'll name him just No. Because WWE is just so freaking stupid when it comes to names. Stupid. Of course, they can actually put Charlotte Flair now together instead of just Charlotte. She's Charlotte Flair, but they can't call him Mustafa Ali. It's just Ali. So freaking stupid. Stupid. Anyways, yep. He agrees to it's pointless. Maybe it will be a triple threat between Bobby, Jinder, and Finn Balor. I don't even want Jinder Mahal involved in this match. I mean, why would it be a triple threat now since, Jinder Mahal lost? And what's he done besides catered on main event or an opportunity? He doesn't need to be there. I guess it's going to be a fatal 4-way for the tag titles. Yes, it pretty much is. Hopefully Ricochet and Black win the NXT Tag Team Champions and Raw Tag Team Championship. Would be nice, but I don't see the War Raiders dropping the tag titles yet. But that would be nice to see though. Yeah, McIntyre's beating Ambrose all those times for sure. Yeah, no one else is in the live chat. Don't know why. Why was Ambrose not on the card last week? I thought WWE wrote him off at TV as well, but I guess not. But of course, we'll get to that. The kickoff show will air on the USA Network, which cool, but I'll be on my way to MetLife Stadium during that time. I am not watching the pre-show for sure. I mean, if the Cruiserweight Championship match ends up on the pre-show instead of the main card, again, my idea is put the SmackDown Women's title match on the pre-show if it's going to be just like, Asuka, Sonya, and Mandy. It's not going to be a WrestleMania feel match. Buddy Murphy and Tony Nese will be a much better match for sure. That should be on the main show for sure. But if the only reason I would check out any part of it of the pre-show is if Buddy Murphy and Tony Nese's match is on the pre-show. But especially after what's announced the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal tonight, don't even think about me at all watching the pre-show. I'm going to be heading to MetLife Stadium. We're going to get there around like 6:45. We're going to shoot for. But yeah, I don't care for the kickoff show at all. Beth Phoenix is better than many WWE women in the locker room. She does still got it for sure. Angle and Joe has had sick matches in TNA for sure. Definitely when Angle was definitely in better shape than it is now. What's up, Mark? Saying it's about time the women main event WrestleMania for sure. Nia and Tamina don't deserve a title opportunity. So some team from MMZ NXT deserves it. How about Sky Pirates? Maybe put them in instead. Here's the thing. Sasha and Bayley are technically from Raw. They represent Raw. The Iconics represent SmackDown. I mean, Natty kind of represents Raw, but also Beth Phoenix represent, Hall of Famers or legends. And then the Sky Pirates represent NXT. How beautiful does that sound? Instead, we got to get on the card because she's Nia Jax. What is it with the McMahons and shortening names? Who knows, Mark? I feel sorry for Ember. She's sitting out her first WrestleMania. Yeah, that is true also. How much longer does she have is that until she's bad? I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Um. Anyways, we'll wait and see if Ember Moon when she comes back. Maybe she'll be back at WrestleMania. I'm not sure. I didn't get to see the extent of the severity of her injury. But anyways, though, we will let's continue on, and I gotta talk about this segment. Oh gosh, to me, my least favorite part of this show, and again, this whole storyline is definitely what made me feel better tonight. It's involving a most likely pre-show match, but it's continuing to bring down Braun Strowman. Braun Strowman at this point is just trying to, tip his own self over. Like how, he picks up, he like pulls down the Raw set, he tips over a semi-truck and, destroys cars. Well, Braun Strowman now is just looking like he's literally just hurting himself with this. I don't get how Braun Strowman even agrees to doing this crap that he's doing. I thought last year was bad. This is still pathetic. I mean, I'd say last year with him picking a 10-year-old kid as a tag team partner was the worst, but this is still pretty darn pathetic. So Alexa Bliss comes out. Here's the thing. At first, before commercials, you see Alexa Bliss coming out. Gotta give it, when she strikes her best, she quite, attracts my eyes. I'm like, okay, Alexa, looking pretty good tonight. And then they advertise who her guests are going to be. Braun Strowman and the Saturday Night Live correspondents for WrestleMania, Michael Chi and Colin Jost. Whatever he pronounces his last, I don't know. But Jost, of course, Colin Jost, of course, is the one I just makes me more sick than this. So we get a recap of what Braun Strowman has done to these guys. From him choking out Colin a couple weeks ago to him ripping apart the car they bought him last week to ask for forgiveness. And then Braun just pretty much answers to Alexa's questions. And of course then they have Colin and Michael come on to the Titantron by satellite. Colin talks about how he made a dumb mistake last time, and it turns out to be some kind of sports hat thing that blows past him. Which, he wore a Mets hat last time. This time he has to wear a Yankees cap just to probably get some booze in Boston, since Yankees and Red Sox are big rivals. Michael says, though, he respects the hell out of Strowman, but he crossed the line by jacking Colin up, defending him by saying he's a good guy. Colin agrees and says he was being sincere when he said on Twitter that he wants to mentor Strowman for claiming his parents paid millions to get him on the women's cross-country team. What the frick? He offers to teach Strowman how to chew food, do his taxes, do this, and this, but he's guessing he's only 5'11", 180 pounds. Like, what are you? You are stupid! You are wasting my time with some no name at all getting a spotlight on a wrestling show. This is how you're booking your biggest monster for WrestleMania, with some freaking Saturday Night Live guy who has no concept at all of what is done in this industry. And you have him freaking exposed to product on live TV. Is this even real? Acting just like an idiot. And then he says, Michael Cheese says he's not helping and they just want to make it right. Colin asks Rob if he's ever considered therapy, and all he wants is to be paid back for the car he rented, and then get an autograph from his favorite wrestler, Brock Lesnar. Like, really? Like I understand trying to make them the villains, but this is stupid. Braun says he wanted to make this right physically. So he wants Colin to enter the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. Colin's like, no way. But then Braun says if he doesn't enter the match, he'll just hunt him down backstage. Michael then tells him that, hey, Colin accepts the offer. He's in. Why? I don't know. And says there's a chance something bad happens in the Battle Royal, but backstage something bad will happen. Like, what sense does that make at all? Colin then starts trying to get Michael Chi in the match. Well, why don't you get in the match? I'll get in the match. I'll get in the match. We can have some fun and wrestle around in there. It's freaking stupid. Alexa first jokes around and says we can't have that happen, but then she's like, I'm kidding. It's official. And then Strowman tells them if they try to duck out of the match, you'll find them in the streets of New York and beat them up anyways. We are 13 days from WrestleMania. And yes, the Andre the Giant Royal Battle Royal, was fun the first year. The second year was decent, but of course, it just kind of felt pointless ever since. Felt pointless anymore because what does it do? The winner doesn't get anything besides just a freaking trophy, no title opportunity, just nothing from it. I mean, Cesaro winning it was nice the first year. That was a fun one. Yes, the Damien Mizdow or Sandow should have won it the second year, even though Big Show won it, but whatever, a match with, whose legacy honors. Big Show obviously at some point should have won it. So, okay, whatever. 32 is Corbin, nice way to give kind of an NXT guy some momentum going into, but of course, look where he is now. WrestleMania 33, you have it just so Rob Gronkowski can have a moment in the match and give it to Mojo Rawley. That one's been the worst one so far, I gotta say. And last year, I thought it was decent because, Matt Hardy won it set up for him and Bray Wyatt being a tag team. So the only one I can say has been legitimately god-awful for sure was, of course, WrestleMania 32 also had Big Show and Shaquille O'Neal having a couple stare downs, but the fact Core won. But the only one I really not liked was one out of 33. And also since Jinder Mahal was the runner-up. I get it, honestly, if Braun Strowman was ever to win Andre the Giant Royal Battle Royal, it should have been at WrestleMania 33. Instead, everyone teamed up on him and the Big Show and dumped them both out like they were nothing. And now you're with 13 days away. The only 3 members you have in your Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royale are Braun Strowman, Michael Chi, and Colin Jost. 2 guys who are not even wrestlers and are just some dumb Saturday Night Live guys that, why are they even here on... This is supposed to be about a legacy. A match is based off of a legacy, honoring the memory of Andre the Giant. And you're going to turn it into another comedy act by having Braun Strowman beat the crap out of 2 guys that have no business at all being in a WWE ring. Braun Strowman was one of the hottest acts going in 2017 up until the beginning of 2018. And he has not yet gotten a great WrestleMania moment, besides getting a consolation prize for the Raw tag titles last year. I cannot believe this. At least this is a pre-show match. It's not going to mean anything anyways. I'm not going to see it. I'm not going to watch it. But I'm going to have to deal with this pain for one more week. They're basing a freaking battle royale around Braun Strowman. I'm done. I'm going to stop, and I'm going to move on. We have Elias the second time, though, being showed in New York. This time sitting outside Madison Square Garden, calling it a dump. He sold out 3 times, and he's just taking a break with some tea for his vocal cords when a man comes by and drops a coin to his cup. He finishes it and complains about it being a quarter before giving it an appreciative look to him for it being a quarter. We have Baron Corbin and Apollo Crews. Same match as last week. I don't know why it took place again, but this time Baron Corbin won. 50-50 booking. What does do? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Afterwards, he hits Crews with one more end of days. Then we get Seth Rollins, though, come out. This was fun. I like this. He cuts the chase. Him and Brock aren't the same cloth. And the roads to Mania couldn't be any different. But there's only one road out of their match, and that road will be forged by the man who will define the future of our business. He wants to carry that burden because he wants to be a champion that inspires people. Guys like HBK, Bret Hart, Ric Flair, Triple H, and even John Cena, who inspire people. But Brock doesn't inspire people, and it goes without saying that this is the biggest match of Seth's entire career. He wanted this for a long, long time, but up until recently, he didn't realize how important this match is to all of us. Mentioning how at an autograph signing yesterday, every single person told him to please beat Brock Lesnar, slay the beast at WrestleMania. And now that hit him in the heart, though, because he said he's going to win, But now he feels he doesn't have a choice. He has to win and refuses to let Brock be the champ that defines the future of this industry. In 13 days, he's going to get in the ring with that bully. But what Lesnar doesn't understand is with an army behind him, he's unstoppable. Together, they're going to march to the gates of Suplex City and burn it. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Paul Heyman. So he gets interrupted by Paul Heyman, who comes out and says that, congratulations on informing me that it's now a handicap match. Lesnar against Rollins in the entire WWE universe. But he likes the odds. He assures Seth's chances of winning are still 0. Does he realize how pathetic he sounds needing their love and support and affirmation? He knows how Seth's generation is. And what's next? You need our thoughts and prayers? Rollins needs our thoughts and prayers because he doesn't have a thought as to how to beat Brock Lesnar nor a prayer. Don't take it personally, but when Lesnar wins, he wants Seth to take it personally when he and the entire WWE universe loses. He then leaves, and he then goes to leave, but then Rollins just chases after him. Heyman turns around, just falls on his butt, and starts screaming out, "I'm just an advocate! I'm just an advocate! Brock told me to say it! It was all Brock! It was Brock! Brock told me to say all this!" Like, why would you flat out to say it was your client may just say that? I don't know. That was a little strange there, but he's just on the ground begging for mercy, basically. And then Seth just laughs and says, "You got it all wrong. He's not asking for any thoughts or prayers. He's here to answer them. We are going to WrestleMania, and we are going to beat Brock Lesnar, and we are going to march into Suplex City and burn it down." And he dropped the microphone right on top of Heyman, and Heyman just freaks out like, "What?" from the microphone dropping on top of him. It was so funny. Oh, boy. So, good statement there by Rollins. Definitely, mentioning how, we all should feel about this match. Like, he's obviously, the fate. Again, the difference with last year's feud for Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns. Last year, just like was constantly Roman Reigns reminding us that Brock Lesnar, it does not show up every week. He's a part-time bitch, and he has to repeat himself every single week, just so you know. And obviously, it felt forced. This, at least, does not feel forced. And yes, Seth has mentioned before, what Brock being champion represents. We all know that, but he's not making it about that. He's making it about, how important it is for him to get that job done. And, like, making us feel that, yes, it's true. You need to. Like, this is a match that Seth needs to win. He needs this at WrestleMania for sure. To capitalize on the momentum he's definitely gained ever since that gauntlet match last year in the Elimination Chamber. Ever since then, he has gained momentum towards right back to the top of being that single star we all know he has been able to be for sure in the past. So definitely a good statement there to hype that up. We then have, well, first off, before the next match, Kurt Angle came out, and the crowd's chanting, "You suck." Heyman's still sitting on his butt, and he even points at Paul Heyman, and he walks out. Samoa Joe shows up, of course, who's being his opponent on Raw tonight. He begs Angle for forgiveness. He forgot the flowers. But he's not a very sentimental person, and he knows all these mouth breathers want it, but it'll be a cold day in the afterlife before he lets Kurt ride into the sunset. He brings a very different gift tonight because it's WrestleMania season, and for his last night in Boston, he has a special gift. A good night's sleep is very important. You can't have a better way to say goodbye than to put him to sleep one last time. We have Kurt Angle and Samoa Joe. Probably, even though for most of the first portion of this match, Joe pretty much did dominate Kurt, but then again, Kurt did the best of this. I mean, this match was what it was, but again, Kurt just does not have it anymore. Again, he's getting out at the right time, but then he just rolls. He looked like he was about to pass out to the coquina clutch, which Joe didn't even get on the ground to get him to tap out. He just like put his put him in a chokehold, and then he just just like Macho Man. He gets down and just rolls him up for a victory. So once again, Joe loses. He's a champion. So the champs lose, but whatever. It was still a nice little farewell tour match for him. We have Triple H then come out, and first off, he then acknowledges just the crowd for giving the standing ovation throughout the whole commercial break. He also congratulates the women for main eventing WrestleMania and how, all women in the back has made them happen. That makes him happy, like realizing that the microphone is dry and not the one Batista spit all over 2 weeks ago, screaming out, "Give it to me! Give it to me! Give me what I want! Give me what I want!" Of course, but some things though don't make him happy. Like the thing he's got trouble getting out of his pocket, which is an envelope, and it's a letter from Batista's lawyer saying that Dave will not compete at WrestleMania unless he agrees to yet one more stipulation. The letter is kind of rambling and goes on and on, of course, with him, and they flat out said in the letter, he says, and he starts saying, "Give me what I want. Give me what I want. Yo, give me what I want. What I really, really want. Give me what I want. What I really, really want. I want another. I want another." And he's like reading it slowly. So again, like he had to have seen Deluxe Man's video for that. They had to have seen that to get that idea. But it goes on and on. But then he it basically gets to the fact that the last part of the letter says that he wants Triple H to agree to put his career on the line with their no-holds-barred match at WrestleMania. I thought first it was going to be just a holds harmless agreement, but the career stipulation is definitely, I feel, fitting for this. But then he goes on rambling also about, in the letter, rambles on about how Batista says how Triple H started Evolution to keep the title around his waist longer, which, kind of is true. But then he's like, really, Dave? You just figured that one out now? So at least Triple H admitted it. Batista had a big week, realizing both that and that the moon is made out of cheese. Evolution did nothing for his career, but he seems to recall that before Evolution, he was Devon's deacon, and when he left, he was world champion. Evolution prevented him from having a meaningful career. But 6 championships later, he only quit when he realized he couldn't beat John Cena. He also believed Triple H's obsession kept him from coming back after he quit a second time because he refused to return his phone calls. But when he did, his manager wanted them to move the date of WrestleMania to accommodate his shooting schedule for Guardians of the Galaxy. He says, if you really would like me to appear, then at WrestleMania, you will give me what I want, what I really, really want. I'll tell you what I want. Of course, again, is going on again about it. But Batista then, of course, wants his career on the line. But then Triple H calls him out for beating up Ric Flair in a lame attempt to get a match at WrestleMania. He agrees to that match and yet sends this letter because this is what he does. This is just another attempt to quit. He's not going to let him quit this time, though, and he's going to make Batista stand up to his commitment, make him show up, and you believe Triple H is obsessed with him? He doesn't give a crap about Dave at all. The only thing he's obsessed with is kicking his ass. To be honest, if at this point in their careers, he can't be a self-deluded douchebag, then he's got no business being in the ring anyway. So, you want his career on the line? You got it. Yo, I gave you what I want, what I really, really want. I gave you what I want, what you really, really want. So, good promo there, definitely to hype that up. Of course, add on that stipulation. So, cool with me. And then the last one more time is on the streets talking about how he gives us his great performance, and then someone rolls up and then steals his guitar case full of money behind him. But he's okay with that because he's going to make a lot of money at WrestleMania and leaves no doubt in anyone's mind that W stands for Walk with Elias. First the guy that steals the money out of the guitar case, and then he comes back and steals the guitar case, the full guitar case. That happens. And then we got our main event. Dean Ambrose and Drew McIntyre, last man standing. I'm not sure how I feel about this match. I personally felt this was just, I get it. They kind of wanted to keep continuing to make, McIntyre look dominating besides just him beating down Roman Reigns. They could have given him something different, though, I felt. A different opponent, maybe. I don't know who they would have given him, but the way again, I'm a lot more convinced now. I mean, at first I was leaning towards that this thing with Dean Ambrose maybe a work, but now I'm starting to lean more and more towards that. I really think he is leaving, even though they maybe just tricked me big time. But again, I don't believe that WWE can be that creative. Like if Ambrose won this match, I believe he may be staying, or at least getting his cup is not going out looking like a joke. But if he did win, though, I would have been, of course, more worried that McIntyre would have lost at WrestleMania, because this isn't the goal behind this whole feud for him to basically take out each member of the Shield one by one. He already took out Dean Ambrose before this in a Great Falls Count Anywhere match. It was written off. It was written in a way that I feel could, if that was for Ambrose to write him off, then I was cool with what they did. He gave a great performance, and it was convincing in how he beat him. This, though, I don't know if it was just, well, one, they had a commercial break that took us out of the match completely. So we only saw maybe like 7 minutes of this match. 7 minutes of a last man standing match. Really? Really? A last man standing match only lasting 7 minutes. So most of the match, McIntyre got what was dominating Ambrose, but then Ambrose got a little bit in, but then he eventually rammed Ambrose through a table. Ambrose, though, got up, and then McIntyre had a Claymore kick, and off of that, Ambrose couldn't even stand up. And that's how the match ends. It was what it was. I personally felt this match is kind of pointless, though. Again, if Ambrose is gone, then if the story again is for McIntyre to be taking out each member of the Shield, well, again, he took out Rollins last week. He took out Ambrose. So, like, Ambrose at least should have not, shown up anymore, I feel. Unless he is staying, and he should not show up till either after WrestleMania or during the match at WrestleMania with him and with McIntyre and Roman. Unless if, maybe what if Dean, turns heel and helps McIntyre beat Roman. I'd like to see McIntyre beat Roman clean, but of course we'll see. So personally, I felt this is kind of pointless, but it was what it was. So that's how the show ends. Check the polls, then check the live chat. So what grade would you give Raw this week? 8 votes. 13% said A. 13% say B. 38% said C. 36% say D or lower. I'm gonna give this a C. There was a couple little things that I enjoyed on the show, but other than that, this was still was a bland episode of Raw. Checking the live chat. Let me see here. We got Lauren in the live chat apparently, so I missed out on that. But let's catch up with these chats in the live chat. I wonder, are we going to see the tag team titles on the line at WrestleMania? Raw tag titles at this point, I'd say don't even bother putting them on the line. You can put the SmackDown tag titles on the line with the Usos and like maybe the Hardys. Maybe I'd like to see. Don't make like a fatal 4-way. Don't do that. Make just the Usos and Hardys. We're already getting a fatal 4-way for the women. Don't do it with SmackDown. And then Raw's tag titles, I'd say just have Black and Ricochet win them the night after WrestleMania. Like, don't put them on there. And also, there's been no hype for this women's WrestleMania Battle Royale. Don't even bother that. So take those away. 15 matches, whatever. Not 17. We got Lauren saying, I'm glad she missed Raw. D+ again. Shit show. What was the point to beat the clock? Again, beat the clock. Again, I thought it was at least to give some momentum, but it was still pointless. But to me, wasn't the biggest deal to me. She thought that Angle and Joe was terrible, and also Beth still's got it for sure. Braun should go to AEW. I'd say at least put Braun on SmackDown. Give him a fresh, environment first. But yeah, at this point, if SmackDown came and saved him, then go to AEW for sure. WWE wants Renee Young to slow down on commentary. Yeah, I don't know what else they can do to make her even any worse on commentary for sure. Yeah, Saturday Night guys make me sick. They've been making Braun like an idiot for a past year. Again, as Robbie called him in one of our streams, Braun Strowman is now the freaking babysitter among men because he can tag with a 10-year-old kid. I was hoping for a surprise Cena return night, but nope. McMahon didn't listen to the fans. It would have been flattered to see Cena replace Corbin. Again, my thing is maybe at WrestleMania they'll have like Angle to squash Corbin, and then John Cena come out saying, no. Let's end this the right way, basically, or something like that, and have the match. And then I'd be cool with that. Again, it should be a celebration. Nostalgia should be involved in this, not just some guy you've been feuding with for a couple months. Stupid. There's still rumors about 17 matches, and looking at the still rumor matches that haven't been confirmed yet, it may happen. Again, if they do a Raw and SmackDown tag title match, and if they do a women's battle royale, it's going to happen. There will be 17 matches. Do you think we will have guest hosts again? Who knows? I'm starting to think Alexa's a tweener now. I'm not sure what she is. What the fuck is Andrade? Andrade's in the battle royale too. Only ones I've heard for sure that have been made official for the battle royale are Strowman and the Saturday Night Live guys, but who knows? But that was stupid. I told you Ronda versus Becky was going to main event, which should have happened for sure. Which would be your pick to main event WrestleMania? Again, I feel. Again, I'm fine with the women getting this, but I was still starting to feel more for Bryan and Kofi because of the moment that Kofi would have and what with me. I feel that could burn out the crowd for sure, especially with the long night it is. So too many heels for sure. Are you looking forward to Angle and Styles tomorrow? Looking to give that one a chance. I hope they pick someone else for current WrestleMania, specifically John Cena for sure. We spoiled the Mania match for Kofi and Bryan. Hate when they do that for sure. Do you think Braun should go to AEW SmackDown Live? Again, try SmackDown Live first. If not, then AEW. Yeah, Ray and Joe Mania, I guess it could be all right, but I was expecting a little bit better, I felt. Hopefully on Thursday or Friday, I'll post my predictions, top 10 Mania thoughts, and Slammy. Sweet. She works 5 days a week in 40 hours. Well, again, you're busy, though, making the productive money. She has a feeling that Rollins versus Lesnar will suck. Hopefully not. Roman did accept Drew's challenge. The only champs that don't have a match at Mania are the Raw and SmackDown tag title champions. Again, the Usos and Hardys should at least happen. Again, don't bother putting the Revival on WrestleMania again or the Women's Battle Royale. WWE burying Dean before he leaves. Why to go, Vince? For sure, it was stupid. Styles and Orton Mania could happen. Nikki and Artem are dating. Neither has confirmed, but it's obvious. Haha. Hopefully Brock won't renew his contract. I hope so. Do you think Styles should have signed his new deal with WWE? Yeah, I'm fine with it. I'm fine with it, basically. Watch us get Asuka versus Mandy Rose at Mania with Sonya attacking Mandy turning face. Or I'm hearing rumors of a triple threat also. But if anything, that match should just be on the free show. Do you think Roman's cancer was storyline? It doesn't take 3 months to come back. I feel bad he had cancer, but I'm skeptical. I'm still sticking to I know, again, I'm sticking to that, it was not storyline. If it was storyline, I feel they would have inserted him into the main event of WrestleMania. I feel I would have been a little more skeptical if they wouldn't have done that, but since they backed off and at least give him the match with McIntyre, then I'm fine. Because if WWE really was that desperate to give him that babyface pop again, they would have literally thrown him right back into the main event WrestleMania. Unless he pulls a Hulk Hogan, of course, but I'm sure. So I don't think his cancer was storyline. And again, it better not have been. If Roman Reigns' cancer was storyline, I would have been out the door. I would have been done with WWE for sure because that's just a new low. Rude's a nobody now. Oh, and RD too. That stupid Snickers commercial with him and Chad Gable was stupid for sure. But who knows? Joe versus Angle and Styles versus Angle. Were great in TNA for sure. Kurt should never returned into the ring. He was better back then. Should have stayed retired. I love him, but he can't do it anymore. Will Finn face Lashley at Mania? Yes, he is. Mania, the Hardy Boys, Usos, and Ricochet now should battle for the Raw tag titles. Triple H has been faced for a while. Usos and Hardys at Mania. She wants that. Could Bray return at Mania? I don't think so at this point. At this point, he's probably just going to return. If Bray's returning to Raw or SmackDown after Mania, or at least at the shakeup, then I'm going to be really concerned, wondering what's going on with him. Batista needs to face Lesnar before they both retire. Might not happen, of course. Where's Bray and JoJo been? Who knows? Batista needs another title run, even though it's kind of the end for him. I think Triple H will win. WrestleMania is 2 weeks away. I can't wait either. Do you support heels or faces more this Mania season? Tough one. Still say maybe baby faces, I feel, but there's still heels, of course, too. Mania better be great, which again, better be, especially with AEW breathing down our throats. I can't wait for the Raw and SmackDown Mania to see who gets called up. If they call anybody else up, and they're not going to do anything with them, though, hopefully. But again, I will be at the Raw after Mania, guys. Again, if I may show the Raw after Mania ticket again, because it's definitely a keepsake. My Raw after Mania ticket again. I am in section 221, row 12, seat 13. we got that there. Let's see what else we got in the live chat here before I go off. This is probably gonna be more entertaining than that. What 4 WWE stars rumored to return? No idea. The shakeups week after Mania. What do you think was the worst and best Mania? Best Mania was WrestleMania 17. Worst was WrestleMania 9. Spice Girls song, yeah, sing boy, haha. Watch Elias be at Mania in some pointless way. He is gonna be there in for a concert. EC3 debut. Who knows? It was great to get Drew versus Dean versus. Watch we get Drew versus Dean versus Roman Mania. I don't know. You think Ambrose will go to AEW? He might. What do you think will be the best and worst match at this year's Mania? Worst will be Andre the Giant. Best, Bryan and Kofi. I'll say Bryan and Kofi will be the best match at Mania this year. Last Man Standing usually lasts 20 to 40 minutes for sure. I can't wait to see what the New Day is going to do tomorrow. Definitely with Kofi storyline. I just watched WWE to see what goes on. Not interested anymore. Now SmackDown NXT are a different story for sure. Where's Maria been? 205 Live. Do you think Maurice will be at Mania besides Miz? I miss her. Not sure. Raw in 2019 is turned to 2015. I agree, Tyler, for sure. Thanks for joining me live, buddy. Maybe they should do what Daniel Bryan did and Occupy SmackDown Live. Maybe. Who knows? Lauren's going to bed. Thank you for joining us live. I hope we get Demon Balor Mania, which we probably will. Mark gave it a C also. Raw is being Nitro 2000. Seems like it. See for SmackDown review. Thank you guys, of course, for joining me live and your stuff in the live chat. As always, guys, again, I gave Raw a C also tonight, but again, it's not looking good for Raw at all. But SmackDown should be fun tomorrow, and I cannot wait, guys. So once again, guys, what grade would you give Raw this week? Leave your thoughts down in the comment section below. And which always slap a like on my videos, subscribe more content, come on my channel, follow me on Twitter @Demand. Everybody, I'll be back up here, guys, of course, tomorrow night for my live review of SmackDown Live. Hopefully, a more fun, exciting show to talk about. So I'll see you guys all then. Have a great rest of your night, and peace out, everybody.